Welcome to the Scandal Podcast. I'm your hostess, Jaha Knight, author of the Sophisticated Ladies novel. This episode of Scandal Podcast is sponsored by nobody. We just gonna roll on through. So you all can find me at jahaknight.com. And I am joined by the A-Team today, my lovely panelists. Please go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Olivia Linden. I'm an author, and you can find me at vialinden.com or olivialinden.com.
I am Katrina Pavela, and you can find me at #1feeling on Twitter or at katrinapavela.tumblr.com.
I am Elde'a Harris, and you can find me at Twitter on Twitter at Janet Tammerfan. Hi.
Can I just say, Olivia, you look particularly lovely and glowy tonight.
Thank you.
It's a good color.
Thank you. I know. You know what? I wasn't feeling that great the last couple of episodes. It was like,
aww.
So I feel better. Thank you.
Very good.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for noticing.
Of course.
So if you all are listening to this episode instead of joining us live on YouTube, as you know, we have recording these. Everyone looks lovely today. Katrina has a little bun going on.
Yes.
She's showing us some bun action.
Bun action. And Jaha, I told her earlier I was loving the hair.
Oh, thank you, my little sister-in-law. And little Miss Elde'a over there, shining all bright with her cell phone in her eyes.
Yeah.
So last night's episode was Mama Said Knock You Out, which is an LL Cool J song. For those that don't know, which if you don't know, you were hiding under a rock. But it was Mama Said Knock You Out, and it was a good show. What were your feelings, your reactions about the show last night?
I felt like...
Oh, sorry. No, go, please.
It just felt like a roller coaster ride. It was just... You know, it was. I know Scandal is notorious for the quick cutaways and the, you know, fast-pacedness of the show, but last night I just felt like it was like snap, 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 you know, it was on.
Oh, what about you, Katrina?
No, I definitely agree with that. I think starting with the last episode of the second half of the season, it has really been ramping up the pace, and we're starting to get answers, moments that we have been waiting for. The pace has been great. Olivia was gladiating the entire episode. I mean, I loved it.
Okay, Elde'a?
I also enjoyed the episode. It was really fast-paced. It almost reminded me of an episode back in season 1 where everything just kept coming and coming, and it wouldn't stop. And there were a lot of moments, and it's one of those episodes where you're going to have to go back and rewatch it to kind of catch everything.
That's right.
Okay, well, see, I thought the episode was kind of quiet. It
Really?
wasn't, I don't know. I have a mixed reaction to the episode. I liked it because once I rewatched it, it was better to me. But when I initially watched it, I was just like, okay, a lot of sex. And I guess they're over-sexing it in a way because Fitz and Olivia can't have sex, so everybody else around them is having sex. And I'm just like,
Well, they had sex too. He pulled down her pants. We saw her little peekaboo lace panties or camisole, whatever the fuck. So there's oh my God, I failed right away. I am really trying not to curse tonight because I feel like I do it too much. So I think there was an insinuation that they had sex. They had sex. Yeah. Adnan and Harrison had sex, obviously, Mellie and Andrew. And the whole point was they had to have sex because, you know, we had to get to that point. But, I mean, I wouldn't say that there was a lot of sex because we didn't see very much at all. There was a lot of...
No, we didn't see a lot, but it was a lot of sexual
implication.
Yeah, with Huck and Quinn, with almost every dang on character.
That's
except
right.
for Cyrus, because he has no one but Ella. And, you know, that kind of thing.
Weird.
that is kind of nasty. So, what were your 3 greatest moments of the night, Elde'a? And if you are just joining us, you can tweet me at Scandal Podcast, or you can click on the Q&A app to chime into the conversation. Go ahead, Elde'a.
Okay. First one was the Liv and Cyrus scene towards the end of the episode. I'm just happy to have them in scenes together again. I think I commented at one of the earlier podcasts earlier back in the season that they hadn't really had any interaction. And so it's nice to just see them talking again, because they really do allow Fitz to do what he does. And they can understand that. That's why when she said, anyway, we'll get into that later. That was one of them. The second one, I really like the Fitz and Mellie scene where he said that argument. That was I thought that was a very powerful scene. And I know a lot of people were going crazy on Twitter because they felt like it was contradicting some of the earlier information that we had received about them as a couple. People were really. No, I didn't think so either. I thought it made sense, but I know a lot of people were. Maybe it was the time that was throwing people off because he said 10 years, and so people were like, "Well, you had another kid after Jerry," and all that.
I think people are just being very literal. They're taking it too.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, if you've had sex a handful of times in 10 years, that's no sex in a marriage.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes. And then the Quinn and Huck scene. It was weird and creepy. It's like watching brother and sister kiss, but it's so good.
Yes.
I like the Quinn and Huck scene better than Adnan and Harrison.
Yes, and I love that. It's like
I'm not even get started with you and Adnan.
It's like the student has mastered the teacher in a way. I love that, but I also love. I love that undertone of Huck is like he said to Liv, "We've got to go get her," and she's like, "Quinn made her choice," and Huck was like, "I'm still going to get her. Like I gotta get her. I gotta get her back.
I wanna bounce. That's why he was going to get her.
Those were my 3. Yeah.
Liv is not getting no panty draws from Quinn.
Liv is like, look, I did what I could, okay?
Huck was like, I'm about to get up in them drawers, so I'm going to get her and drag her back to my cave like a caveman.
Hey, come on.
Liv's like, you pull a gun on me?
Yeah. I know, right? You draw the line at that, but everything else was okay, but you pull a gun.
Exactly. She's like, I did what I could.
She's at my hands. Well, you know what? I thought that was a good thing because, and it played to something in this episode, you know, that Olivia has to know when to draw the line, right? Yeah. And kind of step back and which battles to fight and which battles she needs to let other people, like, deal with. And she said, you know, Quinn made her choice. She walked away. And I could say that for several other, you know, characters in some way. She could have said that about her mother and what she decided to do when she was 12 years old by getting on a plane and trying to go get, you know, papers. Like, that was more important to her than, like, being there for Olivia and being her mom, whatever. So you can say that about a lot of people. But I don't want to, like, interrupt you, Elde'a. I just wanted to add that on to that part about Quinn and Huck.
Thank you, but I was actually done. Those were my 3 favorites.
Since you were already speaking, what were your 3, Katrina?
My 3 were, well, obviously the Mellie and Fitz scene. I just thought that was so well done. Even with the 2 women, like, walking away from him because he's in a very, very bad situation. And I understood his feelings and also the frustration of Mellie because she's getting hit with all the stuff and Fitz still doesn't know what went on. So I could understand where they were both coming from and the tensions there, and that is family drama. And as much as Olivia wants to, you know, she's trying to do her job in the midst of all that, and she gets bawled out, like, for it. And so she has to, you know, what she tells Fitz, like, by the end, is she has to draw a line, like, this is work. When I'm here, this is work. I mean, earlier that day, he takes her by the hand, they have this little cute, like, romantic moment by the window, but that's work. You know, he finished doing his work, and he's like, okay, let's have a little playtime. That's work for her, right? And this is very messy, their relationship, the line between work and romance and all that. And I, you know, talked about that in the last, like, essay thing I wrote. Like, this was always going to be messy and have, like, really, really bad implications.
Right.
So that scene. Secondly, just because it was Morris showed up again with the cupcake from season 1.
Go Morris.
I was like, yay! And he made me so happy. And then my Mama Pope had to call, and I was like, oh, Lord. We'll talk about that scene we'll talk about that scene because that's where I need people to get their lives. I have so many things. Anyway,
Yeah.
the third thing was actually the scene with Rowan and Jake in his office.
Oh, yeah.
I was snapping him all over the place. I'm not here for Rowan's parenting. But he did kind of give Olivia a little bit of dap by the end of the episode.
At the end.
But, what he said about Jake, I thought it was a really powerful scene because it's not just Rowan being real old and black in that scene because there is a sense of that, like, I am your, no, really, like, I am your elder.
Yes.
We're not equal. But there's also an obvious racial implication here. Whatever you think you know about this job, you're not in my shoes. You're not walking the path that I walk. There's two separate different things, and we have two different experiences. So don't come to me like, Papa, can you hear me? Sorry, I'm not here for it. So so that's
You said Rowan wasn't sounding old and black, and when you said that, I just snapped back to Django with that old black man. I'm just like, really? Like,
he was being real old and black. That's what Rowan does in every single.
Oh God!
So even when he's talking to Fitz, like back in 310 in the Dormark exit, he's being real old and black, right? He's like, I've earned the right to say these things. No, I'm not saying I'm not saying he doesn't have a right to say those things. I'm just saying
his delivery is very
exactly. And that's part of it, right? So he feels like he has earned the right to say those things to these people because he has reached that age. Let me tell you something, little young whippersnapper. I don't always agree with everything he has to say because he comes from a certain perspective. Right. But I think that does kind of influence where his character comes from.
Yeah.
What about you, Olivia?
Okay, so a highlight for me was the phone call between Olivia and her mother because I feel like that phone call may have just extinguished any residual clinging or loving thoughts that Olivia thought her mother had for her or that she may have been holding out for her mom. I think that she was still holding out for a reason. There has to be some reason why she's doing these things. There has to be a reason why she did this. It's not just the fact that she is a terrorist or she is rogue or whatever it is that Mama Pope is doing. And I think that phone call made it very clear that, Mama Pope knows exactly what she's doing and exactly what side she's on. And, oh, by the way, Liv, do you know what you're doing? Like, do you even know what you're involved in and the help? I mean, wow. It's just like,
that was
it's like, okay, Mama. Well, nice talking to you. And then my next highlight was the Quinn and Charlie argument. Not because it was particularly a great scene or anything special about it, but just the direction that it's pointing us in. And you're starting to see Charlie, how Quinn should have seen him all along for his psycho, crazy, creepy. I don't know what she missed about all that, but he's, letting her catch up. It's like, hey, by the way, I'm your crazy stalker boyfriend, and
I'm moving myself in. Hey.
And she's trying to lie to him, and I mean, clearly, even if he wasn't Charlie, we all know when our lie isn't working. You know when the lie's not working because they're like, okay, so did you? Was it before? Was it after? You're like, oh man, you know what?
Yeah. That's why she tries to change the subject.
I
know. Can I get the drill for a minute?
How about if I get all sultry and try to kiss you? Will that make you forget that I'm lying to you right now and I'm a bad liar at that? And then the second part,
I gotta keep my eye on her.
Right?
Yeah.
But then, what the people that you're dealing with, I would just assume that Charlie had my place bugged. Like, I would just assume that Charlie had cameras on me. How do you think, why do you think he's questioning you this hard? Don't you think he knows something, Quinn? Come on.
I don't think Charlie is as much of a Jake as Jake is. I don't think that he...
No, he's still B613, and that's just what they do by nature. So, not saying that he is doing it, but I wouldn't put it past him, so I wouldn't continue to try to get that lie over on him, because clearly the man does not believe you, and there's got to be a reason,
I think he's coming from a more
human
human place, though. I think.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course.
my first girlfriend type of thing, and he is a little intense and he's a little obsessive because I don't really think he's had that experience with a woman before, like a relationship. Not that he hasn't had sex, and he's almost treating her like this doll. I mean, he repeatedly calls her Robin, so it's almost like she's not even Quinn. She's like this thing, this like fantasy of a girlfriend that he's always wanted. Somebody who's in the business, knows my business.
Right.
Why was somebody removed from the video call? I don't know what happened.
Who was removed?
It's a Julie Schaff. I don't know what happened.
I don't know how she came into this video call. So I removed her from the video call.
Yeah, okay. Trying to come in right now. I mean, you guys hear the music?
What music? What are y'all talking about?
Isn't that the music for when somebody is calling in?
Someone's calling in, but I don't. Whose screen is that coming from? I'm not.
It's coming from mine. I could hear it in my ear. Well, I don't know. Anyway, so, and I think, you know, he is very kind of frightened. He knows she's lying to him. And why do women lie? Because they have something to hide. So he's like, hiding. Like, why are you protecting Huck? Why aren't you just giving it to me straight? There must be something there. Like, why you're protecting him, that you still have some kind of feeling for him, even after everything that you've been through. Because she clearly doesn't want to tell Charlie exactly what happened.
True. Very true.
Okay.
And then, my third highlight was the conversation between Fitz and Mellie, because I did appreciate the fact that it did shed, you know, a little bit more light on their situation and, you know, both sides of it at once, not just what he's saying to someone about it, or not just what we're trying to gather from their interaction together. And, you know, it was kind of almost sad to watch him realize, like, you know, it's one thing to think that your wife is frigid and doesn't want anyone, but it sucks to find out that no, she's not frigid at all. And, you know, this is something particular to you, and that's a long time to think you know somebody or think you understand a situation. And, you know, for Liv to watch that, it was just like, oh, nightmares of a side chick, you know. The last thing that you ever want to happen in that kind of a situation, no matter how much the person loves you or what's got going on, you never want to, you know, witness what she just witnessed between Fitz and his wife. So
I mean, and she didn't witness all of it, but
not all of it. Well, she was eavesdropping. You know, she was out there. She was like, oh. What's going on?
Lip quivering.
Right.
If you are now joining us, we are the A-team of the Scandal Podcast, and you can tweet us at Scandal Podcast or join us by clicking the question and answers app and chiming in. What were your 3 favorite moments of this Mama Said Knock You Out episode? So my 3 favorite moments were, of course, when Mama Pope called and talked to her about being the help and basically said that to her. And then I read a tweet on Twitter that was basically like, man, Mama Pope has the creepiest voice ever. Like, you know, like when she calls, it is kind of scary. It's like, yes, how may I help you? You know, she talks very strange.
She does.
And I actually I kind of put the Mama Pope and the Daddy Pope end of phone call together, only because they're both still trying to input in her life, and I kind of like that. The whore, I like this section of it because I remember Mellie basically calling her a whore and all kind of this and that, and here you are, heifer, with all of your teeth out for the world to see almost. But I thought it was really strange that she would not lock the door, or even the first time when they had they were standing in front of a door and it had sheer curtains, and I'm like, what? That's kind of dumb for doing that. And then the stop looking phone call from Rowan telling Olivia, you know, look, don't look for B613, and then in the end him coming around, which I don't necessarily think is him coming around. I think it has greater implications. Either he is afraid that Jake may end up killing him, or he wants to take Jake down. So I kind of, that's where I'm coming from with that. Did y'all think that the case for this episode was compelling, and why?
Yeah, I mean, like, well, the major case was essentially the interview, and everything revolved around the interview of the family and the secrets. Well, I guess not. Well, I guess yes, secrets because of Mellie and Andrew that came out, and then the consequences of that. And Olivia was trying to gladiate for so many people in this episode, and then you had kind of like the side issues, like they started digging into B613, trying to find their funding, and also she was trying to help out Harrison, help out Adnan for the sake of Harrison. And I really like the fact that Olivia and Harrison are so down for one another, and they are the only two characters thus far of the Gladiator team that have not gone really head to head, right? When when Olivia asked Harrison to do something, he did not question it, even like trying to destroy Abby and David last season, right? And then their friendship suffered for that. So when he comes to Olivia this time and said, look, I wasn't always that clean, can you do me a solid on this? Olivia just right away jumps in to help him, even though she doesn't know shit about Adnan except for the fact that she's not good news, and she's messing with, her mom, who is definitely not good news. So I really, I like that. So I did find the case very compelling this episode.
What about you, Elde'a?
Well, the case was compelling, but I just wanted to piggyback on what Katrina said, because based off of Twitter, okay, first of all, every time Columbus came on screen, the tweets were hilarious. And I have to say, it's really hard. No, I'm not making light of this situation. It's almost really eerie to kind of watch him on the show now, knowing that he's going through all this stuff. I see his scenes and I'm like uncomfortable watching them in a sense, because like for so long we were like, when are we gonna get more Harrison? And now I feel like we've got it, but I feel like there was more in store, but I feel like because of everything that's going on, some of it's been cut. Because it's not really, it's just not doing it for me. Like he's a character that I like, and I'm like, yes, Harrison's backstory, and now I'm like, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that has been left on like the editing room floor. And they're like, we can't put too much Columbus in the episode because we don't know what's gonna happen. Like we don't, you know what I mean? Or like has it not been shown up for filming? Yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's just not.
They would have already filmed that. Well,
I know. It's not making sense for me. I feel like there's a lot of holes, and they're leaving stuff out, and I don't know why. We have to know why. What the hell?
Don't worry about it. Just keep going.
Jillian, you're on the call.
That is so weird. I don't know.
It's like,
what link did you tweet out, Katrina? Go and delete it.
Like, I know, Jillian. I don't know. Everybody's like,
oh, God. Tweeted out the absolute wrong.
Yeah, it's like John. It's like,
what's the actual? What's the?
I am so sorry, y'all.
I always get this wrong. Like, what's the real thing?
I don't know.
Can you put it in like the note in the comments? Like, can you put it in like the comments for us, like real quick?
I will.
Just give it to me.
Sorry, y'all, if I have.
I'm so sorry.
Here, I don't know how you got here, but I have to kick you out when you come in.
Just put it in the group chat, and I'll go erase it from my.
Y'all just keep going, because otherwise I'm gonna have to edit out a lot of this, and I do not feel like that tonight. So go right ahead.
Anyway,
but yeah, and then to piggyback on the Mellie. Do you think that the reason, because people were talking about that scene with her and Fitz, is it because she trusts Andrew? Like, even though her and Fitz were married, and then everything's coming up Mellie, we got to see a little bit of their backstory, I don't think she ever really trusted Fitz. And so it would make sense that now that Andrew has sort of re-entered the picture so quickly, that she's so open with him, because she trusts him.
I don't think it has anything. I don't think it has anything to do with her not trusting Fitz at all. You have to remember that, and I wrote a little bit about this because somebody asked me a question, that Mellie, Fitz is tied to Big Jerry. That's his son. She would not have wanted to tell him in the first place, one, because she would have thought, oh, she's trying to protect him, or she's trying to protect what she had already started building with him. Because if she had told Fitz, Fitz would have like clocked his father, disowned him, like just left, right? And forget that whole dream of being president. She still wanted that. And so after that rape that happened, her choice to not say anything, like I'm not going to judge her for it, because maybe she was thinking, well, at least I can get something out of all of this crap that has happened. But at the same time, emotionally, she couldn't deal with the fallouts of having to bear that burden that she chose to bear and keep it a secret. And so when Andrew comes along, not only is he someone that, you know, had probably been friendly to the family, he's a really nice guy, he wasn't Fitz and he wasn't tied to that family. So and he found her in a very compromising position. So she allowed herself a moment of just getting that off her chest, a moment of like humanity, just to say, this happened to me. And what a relief it must have been, because I'm sure she hadn't told anybody.
And he's smooth. He's real smooth, you know. No, seriously, it's, you know, no matter what Mellie is, she's still a woman. And Fitz does not treat Mellie. He doesn't separate their job, quote unquote. Like, I've never seen any separation between who she represented to him in his career and what their plan was, and who she actually is as a person.
But you saw that back when we had the flashback in 307 Mellie. He was extremely affectionate with her.
No, I mean now. I mean,
well, yeah, like, after that whole period of, you know.
But it still is affecting her. So you have to, you know, I'm not trying to play either side. I'm just trying to say, like, now at this stage in the game, here comes Andrew telling her how beautiful she is.
Yep.
When was the last time she's had any of this? When was the last time she's seen any of it? So I think that's why it's almost like a drink of water. It's like, man, I'll take a gallon of that. Whatever it is, just pouring it on. I'll drink it on up.
Andrew reminds her that she is a woman.
Right.
You know, that she is great, she is desirable, she is smart. Like not that she needs a man to tell her that, but she is a person, you know, who wants affection too. And I do think that there is a part of Mellie, for all her bluff and bluster, talking about, you know, I'm gonna have a bright political future, I'm gonna dance on your grave, Fitz, I'm so much smarter than you, because she really does think that about Fitz, but she doesn't have the courage to strike out on her own. Why else would you sign up for a political marriage with a guy, with a guy's father, to sort of like ease your way to that, right? So she wants that promised land of whatever she was supposed to get out of this whole deal, and it's really not been that easy. So yeah, she has sacrificed a lot of herself, but some of that from the very beginning was her choice. What happened after that, was not necessarily her choice, but she has a hand in the life that she has had up till now.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a couple of comments in this Q&A app thing. Jaws Mom 824 says Mellie is thirsty and maybe she wanted to get caught. What do you all think about that?
Well, of course I agree she's thirsty.
Clearly, since you gave her the gallon.
I don't think she wanted to get caught because it would not put her in the position of power.
I don't. It doesn't seem like she's thinking. I don't think there's any thinking going on. It's just
going on.
Feeling and enjoying.
This
she was not being strategic in all of this. This is Mellie feeling. This isn't Mellie plotting and scheming. This was Mellie going with her feelings, which we don't see her do that.
Right.
Clearly, because she's been caught off guard so hard that she's not even able to defend what she's doing, or like her daughter screamed at her, she just was like, and then Fitz was like she just doesn't know what to say. I'm like, girl, just say, I know you ain't up in my face and you've been banging drawers with people across the street. Don't come up over here with that. I don't want to hear that stuff.
Especially in the
he
atmosphere.
Didn't know how long it had been going on.
True.
But also, I do think, because I never answered it, but also I do think that I was reading this post, I think it was earlier this week, and it said how a woman should not penalize her husband for anything that he does in a relationship, because, well, not penalize them sexually. So if you feel like you're not connecting or something like that, then you should definitely not have an issue with your husband over that. You should just go along. I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I deleted that link from my page, but
yes, I don't know how people are getting in the call.
I just put up the right.
Weird.
I just put up the right one, so
it's
the
YouTube
good. One. So sorry about that.
It'll work. It'll work. It's fine.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to say is, like, when you feel like you're not connecting with your husband or your mate or your significant other, it was basically saying that you shouldn't penalize them by sleeping with them, by stopping, sex. So that kind of highlighted that for me when I watched it on this episode. Like, Mellie felt like, she had some issues and she penalized Fitz by not having sex. And he looked outside of marriage for what he wasn't getting inside of marriage. So she said, you don't blame me for you sleeping with Olivia Pope. And he was like, I'm not blaming you. You caused this, though. Like,
right.
I wanted to be with you. Because even if, like you were talking about earlier, Katrina, in that flashback, it showed that he was very affectionate towards her, and he was very into her. That's why I was just like, dang, what changed?
Right.
We saw what changed, and we see why. And it was her fault in a way, because she should have told him. She should have just told him.
Yeah.
There are a lot of shouldas, and like, I don't even want to pretend to be in her place or a woman who made those decisions like afterwards. And I mean, we can judge her in some ways because she was keeping her mind on the ultimate goal. But on the other hand, I could see why she wouldn't tell Fitz, right? And I don't know that she thought about all the consequences of what she would feel afterwards. That's why she was trying to medicate herself, because she could not handle the emotional kind of pain of that.
Right.
Yeah, I do think she was trying to kill herself to get out of it. So I understood it, but I kind of disagree with you about the whole women shouldn't punish their men with sex in this particular instance, because so many of Mellie's issues were extremely connected to sex. She was raped, so there's a difference there. She, like not wanting to be touched or feeling like intimate or feeling.
Well, Andrew was touching her. He was touching her in front of the first ladies. He was all up in her thighs laughing.
Her like years after her actually.
I think though she views it as a sacrifice. She sacrificed herself for Fitz. That's why she continually says to him, "You don't understand how much the people around you sacrificed for you."
That's how she
in
spun
her mind,
afterwards.
right?
Yep.
So that's why it's harder for her to let Fitz touch her, because it's like, oh, the things I've done for this man. It's not
and
so
divorce him, but you can't hold him hostage in a marriage that is not.
But that's not right. You have to remember, that's not the importance of their marriage. The priority of their marriage is the political.
Kid?
Right. For her, not for Fitz.
It was not supposed to be a political marriage like that in the beginning.
No,
it was not. Oh my gosh. Don't even know what
Okay. Her when he realized that's what it was.
You still talking.
But the flashback.
Let's high five on this, because we remember.
Didn't show that.
I know what y'all are talking about, but at the end of the day, they were affectionate towards each other. They had a real marriage. They started out with a real marriage, though.
Can I say one thing? Can I say one thing?
Let me get the point across.
No. I do understand your point. Let me just say this, because I think maybe like this will hopefully kind of fix the situation, right? Because I know there are people who had this problem when they saw the affection in 307. In 218, Molly, you and Danger Girl, Fitz and Mellie again, they have an interview after the end, and they have this fake story about how they met. And after the interview, he's sitting there, and she comes in, and he's like, he talks about how they actually met. And this is Fitz reminiscing at this point, realizing, oh wait, that was a setup, wasn't it? And so he says that to her, and she's like, what's your point? Everybody pretends, blah, blah, blah. She doesn't want to be here for it, because at that point, she has seen that she has sacrificed so much for it, right? So she signed up for that marriage. Of course, she found him attractive. He didn't know it was a political marriage when it happened.
Exactly. Thank you.
No,
but we're talking about Mellie.
We're talking about Mellie. From Mellie's point of view, she signed up for something, right? The fact that Fitz was attractive and sexy and maybe gave it to her good was was a bonus on top of all that for what she was promised in signing up to the marriage. So that is not, like, there's no incongruence there between her going into a political marriage and Fitz thinking it was an actual, like, he was meeting a great girl and they were having a thing, right? That still holds true for what we saw in 307. There's, like, no conflict there for me. So Fitz thought it was a real marriage going in, that he met this girl and, oh, she's great and I love her and she's got this ambition and yay. But Mellie knew that it was a political thing and she was supposed to get something out of it besides.
But it goes back to what he said to her last night, which is these kids never had a chance. You were never going to be here for this. Like, she did not allow them to have a chance to have a good family. So, yeah, he did think it was a real marriage. And even though he found out that it was not a real marriage, Mellie should have. I don't even know what my damn point was. Y'all are interrupting me.
I remember what you were saying. You said that she should have left him instead of withholding the sex and being there. And
Exactly.
But, but we're trying to explain why she didn't leave him. Because it's more important to her the things that come with the marriage. She was not in it. Fitz is in it for love, or thought he was in it for love. Mellie was never in it for love. That's what we're trying to say. That's why she wouldn't leave, because she's getting everything that she wanted, that she feels she sacrificed for.
Right. Those things are ultimately more important to her.
Then she deserves to have the dry Sahara of a vagina.
I agree. I agree with that. That's why I'm never overly sympathetic towards her, because I know that this is what she signed up for, and that's why she's okay with the whole Olivia situation.
She is not.
She is not okay with that.
She is called Olivia a whore, no less than 3
But Jaha, have we not seen her encourage it? Have we not seen her encourage it?
She encouraged it. She told Olivia to come back to the campaign, and now they treat her like shit. And I'm not here for none of this. So this episode did have me pissed off, only primarily because they treat Olivia like shit, and she just takes another helping of it. Can I get another plate of shit? Like, seriously, Olivia? Stop letting me treat you like that.
Yes.
Sorry.
I don't know about that.
Well, you don't have to. That's how I feel. I mean,
no, I know that's how you feel.
They talking crazy to her. They are seriously testing my. Like, last night, I got so annoyed. Oh man, look. Let me just go on to this next question, because I'm not in the mood. I'm not having a good day. Clearly, what is a game-changing moment from last night's episode?
Well, for me, it was the, Karen saying to Fitz, why should we have any respect for her when she doesn't have any respect for you? She was on her knees, or she was, having sex with Uncle Andrew, right? So you see how it is to the family. Fitz called him a brother in 311, and the kids call him Uncle, right? And I knew Fitz was going to react that way and punch the shit out of him because he feels betrayed by Andrew. But it's a game-changing moment because it is now a way to have these conversations about all of the things that were hidden in the past that neither one of them knows about. And I really, really want Fitz to find out what happened to Mellie with Big Jerry. And I want him to find out from her, but I have a feeling he might find out from Andrew. I don't know. Or Andrew will say something that will then lead him to question Mellie about what is Andrew talking about. I don't know.
Okay, Jaws Mom 8824, sorry y'all. If Mellie told Fitz the truth, all her hopes and dreams would have been gone. Her dream was for him to be the president. Wasn't she engaged to another man and chose Fitz for his potential? And then she says, right, Katrina pretends. I guess that's something that you were saying in response to what I had said earlier. So go ahead, Elde'a, what was your game changer?
You know what, Jaha? You look like I felt earlier today. I was so
I'm telling you, I'm over here watching Jaha. Jaha's like,
I know.
Some of the articles I read, I wanted to fight everybody and their mom. Help memes and Django memes. I'm like, y'all don't know how to read this damn show. You don't understand what's going on and what is being said. How can a woman be the help on her own fucking show that's about her? Why does the black creator create a help? Get your fucking lives! Okay, I'm done.
And well, I think my game-changing moment was Huck striking out on his own. I feel like it's going to lead to this big Huck Charlie showdown. I feel like we had a few, but I feel like this is going to be one that's going to This one's gonna be permanent, if that makes
We
sense.
already know who's gonna die. Charlie.
Bye, Charlie.
He having Quinn dies. When you have Quinn dies, you die. Like, that is what happens to you. You're going to die, Charlie.
Yeah. But I also think if Quinn comes back to OPA, it'll be very interesting to see that dynamic again. Like, I feel like next season is going to be a lot like season 1. It's going to be about Quinn getting reintroduced to OPA in a way. That's going to be part of it. Because if she comes back, Olivia said it, she pulled a gun on me. Like, she drew her line in the sand, and Abby is going to be Abby. So... will Huck and Quinn be like Huck and Quinn, and Huck will be like, I'll show you, and then Harrelson will be I don't know. That was my game-changing moment, though.
Well, Huck is attracted to danger because the only other woman outside of the normalcy of him being with his wife that he was attracted to was also an assassin. So he's attracted to that kind of thing.
Becky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Becky.
Game changer for you, Miss O.
Okay, my game changing was Mellie getting caught on her knees because.
Which, by the way, we should have been able to see that shot. A lot of people. I didn't want to see it, but a lot of people like the way that scene was edited. They were like, "What? We didn't get this." I was like, "No."
I don't think they should have showed as much as they did. I think they could have shown.
But they didn't even show more walking in.
I didn't need
to see her. Elde'a want a teeth hanging out. She was like, I want to see some vag flash. What is going on with you, Elde'a?
First, when I was watching it and Karen came like storming out, I was like, where's she storming out from? And then it was like they turned away.
Some sophisticated ladies, you can get all of that shots in your brain that you want. Like all of that flash you looking for. You try to have soft porn on ABC. Oh, what?
But no. But the reason why I think it's game changing is because of the resulting conversation between her and Fitz, and it's changing for more than just their relationship. But now, after the conversation with Mama Pope, I think it kind of set a little light bulb off in Olivia's head. Like, no, not Mama Pope, Papa Pope. I'm sorry, when he said you are alone, and I think in that moment, that really rang true for her. Because, we know where she is with her heart and Fitz, and it is hard for her to draw the line between work. And then for Fitz, to show that we've kind of had this image of him. We know in the past that he was affectionate, but it's always been this very, strenuous relationship between him and Mellie. So to see how he actually feels and why he feels the way he feels and the hurt, and then, now, like you said, Mellie has the opportunity to either come clean about what happened in the past. So I think going forward, it's going to be interesting to see how, they all react to this, because is she really, really, really going to accept the fact that she is with a married man and she doesn't know everything that she thinks she knows? I think that's coming to her from every direction. You don't know everything you think you know. As much as she's fixing and as much as she's Olivia Poping, she's still in the dark about a lot of things, and it's all coming to light for her right now. So
this season has been really about the kind of re-education or the education of Olivia Pope in a lot of ways, right? That she is, and we've seen this building when she's talking about standing in the sun, let's stop pretending, we only have today. Like, all of those things are this education that's been building. And even last episode when she meets Rowan in the park and she's like, what's the point, of democracy and the whole thing? Yeah. She's questioning all of that. And her father's like, you're the light, boo. You're the one that which is a burden, right? Yeah. And so then you have that context, and then you have the very next episode, her mother, who, for all intents and purposes, like, I love Maya, but boo, you have not been here for a number of years, and then you re-enter my life and think you know stuff about me, then you have the nerve to say, hey, stop being a house negress, like, you're the problem, which... For anyone who did not understand that scene, that was not Shonda Rhimes saying that, oh, my main character is being the help. That was Shonda Rhimes saying, oh, you want to call my show and call my main character the National Mammy? You want to call my show Olivia Pope the help? Let me talk to you for a minute. Just like she did in season 2 when people were trying to talk about, oh, Olivia and Fitz are just the modern day Sally Hemings and Thomas Jefferson. It's like people say a lot of shit and they forget context. They forget context, they forget context, they forget context. And it really, really pisses me off when people think they're so smart. And yeah, I'm being really judgmental right now. And say all this stuff and be like, yeah, that's right. And it's really interesting to see which conversations, which monologues, and which comments people get their lives for, right?
Right.
So when Owen like falls out Fitz about you're a boy and you're this and I have no respect for you. You think my daughter is a door mark, exit. He knows some things, but he doesn't know everything. So everybody's making a judgment about other people and especially about Olivia when they don't know her life completely. She is alone in a lot of ways. It's only her, right? Who does she have to go to? Fitz is an absentee boyfriend. I love him to death. But like, you know, I wrote about recently, he doesn't see her face herself in the morning. So in some ways, she is alone.
Yeah.
And like, you know, she needs somebody. She needs some family. But she's got her mom on the one side accusing her of being a house negress. And she's got her father on the other hand being like, baby girl, you have to behave in the system if you want to get some for yourself. Right?
Dragged them all into the light.
So
impossible task.
Impossible task, but that to me is what the show is trying to say, right? So I'm not here for people's like black checking of Olivia, and I'm not here for their black checking of Shonda Rhimes and what she's trying to do on her show. Because guess what? She tries to pander to any of those opinions out there, the show will fail. Tries to make her a modern day Huxtable. Or, this is not the Cosby world. It's not going to work. Let her do her show and have her thing and say what she wants to say. Whatever Olivia does is black because she is black.
Because thank you, Jesus Christ.
Woo!
Was that a read? Like I think
that was a read.
I'm so over the what, you know, black people do and black people don't do.
Thank you.
Just like you said, anything I do while I'm living and breathing in this skin and in this body is something that black people do. I may be the first black person to do it, but I hate when people do that. It's like, oh, black people don't do that. And I'm like, well, what the fuck does that make me? What am I now? Because I just did it. I've been doing it for the last 20-something years. You know, I learned it from my mother. She learned it from her mother. So what does that mean? You know, so Katrina got me all riled up too.
Sorry.
We are all gonna get torches and
look, I'm in my bra.
Across
I'm
the
so
world.
hot. I'm like, I'm stripped down. Like,
my game-changing moment from last night's episode was, I don't want to say that it was when Adnan dropped her drawers on Harrison and stabbed him in the back with a needle.
I did not see that coming. I did not see that.
Bruh. That D wasn't even good. Ta-ta! You
know about Harrison's game.
Harrison, this is two ladies that have told you your D is not good. Your game needs to step up, bruh. Like, I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you need to get a little freakier in the bedroom, but because he was all sheening. He had a sheen on his little body, little tiny man body. I was like, hello.
Oh, no.
He all sweaty. He's like, yeah, I did it. I laid it down.
So disappointing.
So wrong for that. Can I just say that it was last week, and I don't know if I said this to an actual person, but like I was thinking about it. I was like,
who you be talking to then?
I talk inside my head like a lot. But so sometimes I don't remember if I say things out loud to an actual person or if like I'm talking to myself in my head. Anyway, so I was like, what happened to the panty dropping on this show? Episode 315. We get panties dropping and red bottoms. I was like,
you got it all. They made up for the lack of panty dropping.
Well, the red bottoms was on the shoes because they sure weren't on Adnan's buttocks. Thank you very much. So, if blank would have done blank, this episode would have been perfect. What was yours, Katrina?
Oh, God, I don't. Ooh.
Okay, Olivia.
If Mellie would have said to Fitz, you know, what happened, it would have been perfect. But it wasn't the right time. It wasn't the right circumstance.
Yeah, I agree. They actually had so much going on for this interview and dealing with their kids and stuff. And kids' emotions are so crazy, especially when they're teenagers.
Teenagers,
so
yes.
It was not the time. What about you, Olivia?
I feel like if Olivia would have not compartmentalized before she had her conversation with Fitz at the end, it would have been perfect. I wanted her to give him a little bit of fire because regardless of the fact that she understood that that's her job or whatever, let this man know, yes, no, it's not okay. I know it's not okay. Maybe we're not going to discuss it right now.
Yeah.
We're not going to make it a big deal, but I'm going to address you and let you know, no, that wasn't okay. What you just said was not fucking okay. Instead of this, my job and this is all I have. It's just like...
But I think she did address it by saying that this is all I have. Like, this is my job. This is all I have. So,
but I feel like she says those generalized comments a lot. I think she insinuates a lot that it's a possibility that is all she has. But in their tender moments, they still always come back. They're still always lit. No matter what has gone down, no matter what she says, no matter what she says she understands or what she needs, they're still olits. So
they're still olits, but I feel like she's been setting boundaries with their relationship. You have to remember, you go back to 3, even I guess starting in 311, like she brings Jake on as her pretend boyfriend, and she's like, you need to accept this, that this is the only way I'm going to stay on as your campaign manager. Episode 312, she tells him, look, like, don't, try to go there with this pretend thing. You need to accept the fact that this is how I'm doing things. We only have today. Episode 313, she talks about standing in the sun, like stop the pretending, like this is all we have, like it's only today. And so then in this episode she tells him, look, this is my job, I cannot afford, you can't fuck this up for me because this is my work, this is not just about us, you don't really get it, you don't understand, this is my reputation.
So I guess this is where I'm having the constant, I enjoy the chemistry between them, their characters. I'm never going to deny that it doesn't make the show. But as a woman, and as, if you want to take away, all of some of the lovely details, the fact remains that he's a married man. There is no guarantee that they're going to have a relationship.
That's true.
So it's hard, like when I say compartmentalize, I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she remains. I wouldn't be able to go back. After so many times of him.
After last night, I wouldn't be
able to go back, and that's what I meant.
Him yelling at her like that.
I actually didn't really see that, him yelling at her, as a big deal. And I know a lot of people flip their shit. He was in a moment of like intense conversation with Mellie, and I don't think he was thinking about where he needed to be and what he needed to be, and that he was the president. He was having a private conversation with his wife. And no, I'm not saying that. And I hate when people think like I'm a Fitz apologist. All I'm trying to say is understand the context of what was going on. Having an argument with Mellie, and then Olivia comes in and she's like, you need to get on this thing. You have to do this. That intensity of all that you had built up in that argument doesn't go away in that instant. You don't then turn into a puppy and say, I'm sorry, honey, I'm having a conversation with my wife, right? This is what Fitz does. He's very reactionary. And so it was a horrible thing to hear. I'm having a talk with my wife. I would have been mad. But I understood like what happened in that instance. And I think in the scheme of things that has happened to them, to me, that moment wasn't that bad.
Right. From my perspective, with him yelling at her, it wasn't, I understand what you're saying as far as being in the moment, but it transcends that because he didn't say to her, he didn't yell something arbitrary at her. He yelled at her, I'm talking to my wife, or I'm whatever he said, it ended with wife, which polarized the fact that,
his wife.
No, let me finish, which polarized the fact that she is not his wife. She will not have that, like the stuff he was talking to Mellie about, if you're so in love with somebody else, why would it make you so pissed off that this woman is now sleeping with another man when you are sleeping with somebody else? If this is the love of your life, your soulmate, your everything, and all these things that we've been led to believe. And I think I'm talking for a lot of people here, even if you shake your head until it fall off, Katrina, you got a nice head, but still. But I just don't. I don't like that, and I think that it was a slap in the face for her because it also highlighted to her that she's not going to be his wife. She's not his wife. No matter how many kisses y'all steal by the window, she is still a person that works for them. And I think I understand what you're saying about Shonda Rhimes and the help and all that stuff. I get it, but at the end of the day, you work for them, and they are basically telling you what you need to do and what you don't need to be doing at any given moment. Like Mellie yelled at her again, talking about cancel the interview, blah, blah, blah. This is my child. You know, she's literally being treated like shit. So regardless of however much love you have for somebody, there has to be some kind of line that you draw. That's to me personally, but go right ahead.
I think she does need to draw a line. She should not have been trying to fix Mellie's issue with Andrew. And so I disagree with you that it's that you say you have all this love for somebody and why are you concerned with the fact that your wife is sleeping with him? Actually, I would have been more concerned if Fitz didn't express concern about that. And it's not the fact that she's cheating. It's the fact that she lied to him, or he feels she has lied to him for all those years. And he's like, I never would have been this guy if that had happened. Because you got to remember, for 10 years, he was not that guy. And I know people, and I have, I watched the podcast last week with Rodimus and with
Langston.
With Langston, and I got a little bit of a beef with Langston, which I'll get to in a minute. But no, and because I would have been more concerned actually if he was like, I don't care. That to me would have been like, oh, you have no feeling. But this man is saying, look, I was in a wilderness of loneliness because you told me that this is how you were feeling, that you were dead inside. And so for 10 years I did nothing about that, right? I was loyal. I stayed in our marriage. I kept our marriage together, kept our family together. You have to remember, Fitz is the guy who saw his father banging his secretary in his office when he stood outside his father's office when he was 10 years old, heard his father banging his secretary, and spent his whole life trying not to be his father. So the fact that he kind of became that in some ways, right? That he became a cheater, the very man he didn't want to be, he's like, some of this could have been avoided if I had only known, only known exactly what the problem was. But we diverged in a wood, and I went in this direction. So all of that is coming back for him because he actually does care about her, right? So he has shown up for her. They get in fights and they have arguments, and he's like, oh, you're frustrating me, and he feels like she schemed and done all this stuff. So I would have actually been more concerned if Fitz didn't want to know in that moment, if he wasn't angry. And the worst of it is, it happened with someone that he calls a brother, and that his children call an uncle, and he doesn't know when it started and how long it's been going on, and this man has been right under his nose. He does not take kindly to betrayal, so that is the context in which that happened. And I do agree with you by him saying, I'm having an argument with my wife. Yes, Olivia knows that Mellie is his wife, but hearing that word must have been painful for her and probably does remind her that of the situation they're in. And Olivia needs to draw a line. Like she said, like, this is work. She should not have been in their family shit. She should not, but she was trying to be a fixer, right? So the kids ran off after seeing Mellie, and she goes in there and she tries to be there for the children, knowing that it's a hard time for them. But that was personal family drama that, because she is involved with Fitz, she should really, take herself out of that situation. Yeah. It's not her business. She can't be involved with it. And that's the line for me that she's going to have to draw if she is going to keep being compelled in this relationship. When I see that she no longer feels Fitz, or she's no longer compelled and wants to be in that relationship, and I'll be like, boo, go find you somebody else. But Olivia Pope has not shown me that yet. And so until she does, I will continue to be here for her and this man and all of their ups and downs, because he either has to die or she has to die for them to not be together, because that's how it seems right now.
Well, I'm not here for his shenanigans and foolishness and fuckery, so that's how I feel. I personally feel like we watch her heartbreak every episode. That's my
pretty much.
Yeah,
and it's very disconcerting to me. So forgive me if I'm not on the Fitz train, but he can.
But you guys can't ignore the fact that Olivia chooses to also be in this relationship, right?
I understand that.
Right? So as much as we're upset with Fitz about the things that he says in the movie,
no, it's totally Olivia. That's why I said it.
This is also she's in this.
Right, and that's what frustrated me, because I was just like, God damn, what has to happen for you to, you know,
let go.
Either let go or start serving it back. You know, Fitz wants to be that kind of person where he's so reckless and he could just say whatever he wants to say in the moment. We're supposed to forgive him. Well, goddamn, I'm going to have a couple moments of myself, too. I'm going to have some moments. I'm going to have, no, like nasty. She's always very refined in her. You know,
no, she's not.
She does, yeah. Because if you watch her on screen, she swallows it, and I'm just like,
she's almost like Rowan. You know, she's very theatrical in her responses. She doesn't ever get like, you know.
This is the woman that stormed up in the Oval Office in 220 saying, "What do you want? You're not the only one who was important. I'm not sitting down. What do you want? Like,
where's
stop
the curse
treating
word?
me like a toy."
The curse word.
Yeah. She doesn't. Right. So she hasn't cursed at him, right? She yelled at him. They were having a fight in 312, and she yelled at him. Olivia yells at Fitz all the time. She does not react nastily in the way that he does.
In my opinion, it lessens the effect.
Well, not all the time, but I mean, she does when they have like arguments. So it's not like she's some poor little girl in that relationship.
No, it's not a poor little girl. Just. She's at the side of disadvantage, so that's why it's not an equal. It's not equal between them. No matter you know, the feelings may be equal, but the situation is not equal. So it is very hard to see Fitz just do whatever the hell he wants to do. She's gonna have to clean it up. She's gonna have to do whatever, and she has to suck up the emotional crap that comes with him. Also, that's just a lot for one person, and I don't know if I'm still seeing the benefits or the rewards or what is it anymore. You know, like what is it? I'm not seeing it. So that's where I'm just kind of like, show me something that makes a little bit of sense. Because like Jaha said, the holding hands by the window and the kisses and the sneaking sex in the daytime is worth all of this other stuff. Where you know, I was great with math and the pluses and minuses is not they're not adding up.
Yeah, I can understand that. The pluses and minuses not adding up and feeling like, what is this anymore? And I think it's kind of like murky right now, and it's not easy. And I think it goes back to all we have is today. Like every day it changes. Their circumstances are always changing. I just want to shout out Gladiator in Harlem, since I'm supposed to be doing this thing over here. Gladiator in Harlem, and also Jaws' mom. Yes, we know Tony Goldwyn directed the episode. And she says, "Why is Jake so angry and wants so much for Liv to save him? Fitz gave him a job and now he wants his girl. Olivia doesn't belong to anyone, first of all. No, it's not. Fitz doesn't own her, and I think she has made that clear. Hey, ladies, I just made it in. This is Gladiator in Harlem. Fantastic commentary as usual. Love, love, love." And she also says, "Such passion during the podcast. Shonda is doing her job, y'all. Here for it all." Can you think of another show that has
let me tell you, when Jake walked in
Star Trek?
Oh, what'd you say?
She says, "Can you think of another show that has done this for its fans outside of Star Trek?" I'm not a Trekkie, so I can't speak to that.
I've never been into TV like that, so
me either.
Yeah, this was one that just kind of drew me in. This one and Deception actually started at the same time. So when I started the podcast, I was doing a Scandal and Deception recap. Like the very first episode, if you go back, you can check. Like I'm talking about Deception because I thought they were going to be kind of on even playing fields because old girl, I can't remember what her name is, but she was the lead character. Megan Good was the lead on that show, and I was like, ooh, drama, I love it, so I was all excited. But then, of course, that got canceled, and I think like a couple episodes before it got canceled, I was just like, I'm going to need to focus on Scandal. Because the show got a lot going on. Like, I can't have 30-minute wrap-ups by itself. Yeah. So, yeah.
So much
know any other show. Do y'all know any other show that has done that? Has done this?
I was really into. Sorry, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I would say not the social media aspect, but I might be dating myself here. But when 902, when I was on the air, me and my friends would go to school the next day and have debates like this about Kelly and Brenda and Dylan. And there just wasn't the social media aspect of it. But we would sit around the lunch table and have debates about who should be with who and did Dylan really cheat and did Kelly really steal him. Yes.
I remember the 90210 days.
I am giving you the crazy eye right now. Like, I debated that show. Like, seriously.
Girl, I grew up
How
in
is
Texas.
that a topic of conversation?
Yeah,
Clearly.
I debated that show. I watched it, but
Yeah.
like
hardcore.
I don't recall telling anyone else I watched it, didn't want them to know. Like, no.
no, my friends knew that I watched that show. We talked about it.
I
watched
watched
The
it.
Cosby Show
and I talked
and A
about it.
Different World and that stuff on Thursday nights. The other stuff, not so much. I was devoted to those shows on Thursdays. Thursdays have always been special to me.
Jaw's mom says Alias did that for her, that show.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
The L Word did it for me. I used to get into a lot of like debates about stuff that came up on that show. That had me in a lot of. I mean, I love shows that just are complicated and really messy and have a lot to say about the human condition. I'm an anthropologist, so I'm just really attracted to why do we do the things that we do, and especially.
This is why
in
you
our
have
culture.
this encyclopedic knowledge of scandal. Because I'd be like, how she remember this? Like, you'd be like, and 301-AB.
It makes sense why she easily chronicalizes everything.
Yes.
When she used to spit out the episode number, scene 5,
I know.
Listen, I still remember L Word episode titles and numbers and all of that shit. I'm like, yeah, that happened in episode 307. Not as bad as,
How did the title of the episode kind of reflect the plot and the character motivations? Mama said knock you out, y'all. So how did that reflect? Did y'all see anything? The only thing I could think of is Mama told Adnan to deuce up Harrison, and then
knock him out. But maybe she was also kind of, hinting and saying that to Olivia as well.
I agree with that too.
Yeah,
basically, whatever Maya Pope says, either it gets done or you die. So
yeah, I know.
Like, if that's what you like to do, honey, go ahead and do your judge. But yeah, don't get in my way. I thought that was pretty interesting. Who was your MVP for this episode? Who was the MVP? Your favorite character for this episode? Elde'a, let's start with you.
Mine was Jeff Perry with Cyrus. I just loved every scene he was in. The scene with Liv at the end, the way he came into the office with Jake, the scene with Fitz in the middle where he was talking about James. Even the quiet moments he had, like in the beginning when they were in the meeting and he was leaving and Fitz said, "Sigh, that was a beautiful service." Just like the way he turned around and just the look on his face. I was like, it really was a beautiful service and we didn't even get to see it.
Thank God.
so mine was Perry.
Elde'a is about the details this episode. She's like, I wanted to see it. And Mellie, and I wanted to see James' dead corpse in that casket, and I wanted to cry some tears. I think we have already been emotional enough. We do not need to watch James.
Did we not see all the obituaries that
still
circulated
around?
I was like, oh my God.
Different colors. I'm like, dang, they did a video montage to a character when the actual person is still alive. Like he's still
they did that for Verna too. Y'all don't remember that video made by God, what's her name? I can't remember now. That girl, her real name is Janice. She used to make those 3-minute recap videos, and oh God, it was the most hilarious thing. She made a video of Verna's funeral to that song "No Air." I remember denied her oxygen in order to kill her.
So
and it was hilarious and also wrong.
Oh, that is so wrong.
Kev on stage killed me at the end when he had the Crossroads playing at the end of that episode. I was like, with the obituary, with James's face, Loving Babe and Cyrus Bean. I was like, Loving Babe. Oh my God.
Not funny.
It's so funny. I haven't even seen that one. I need to look, but
that's
hilarious.
The cartoon scandal. So yours was Cyrus. So what was yours, Olivia?
Oh, I didn't really have a favorite character.
Whoa, really? Well, mine was Quinn, surprisingly and shockingly, because
I can roll with that.
You know what? you come up in my place and you gonna lick me first, and then you gonna come back and kiss me. So what's the difference in the placement of the tongue?
Right.
What you gonna do if I let you? Never mind.
Quinn is getting her life, and
She is the power. I feel like she is wielding the power very well. Like she's making people dance to her tune that are killers. Right. She better be careful because Charlie don't believe a damn word that's coming out her mouth. So, who was your favorite?
Well, I guess my MVP for the episode, in terms of somebody that just really shook some things up a little bit, I guess I have to say Mama Pope, is because I'm kind of obsessed with her and what she's doing and where she's going. And there are some things about her that just remind me of with her and Olivia, that remind me of my own upbringing with my mom, and so it's a bit frustrating. My mom's not a terrorist, but and neither is she, because she doesn't have the convictions. Oh, sorry. Can I just go back to one of the things I did not say in my impassioned argument was that when Mama Pope accused Olivia of being the help, we have to remember this is a woman who was not born in the United States. This is a woman without a country. She does not believe in America, so of course she would say those things. Of course she's not here for Olivia, upholding the very system that oppresses her in many ways. So people can't forget that as well about Maya.
I don't think Mama Pope is oppressed in any way. If you could chew your wrist off just to go to medical so you could get the hell up out of that hole that you were in for 22 years, then on top of it escape custody and... Mama Pope is
I'm talking about Olivia, not
okay. Like she is no way.
No, I'm saying she accused Olivia
of ain't no ways tired.
Supporting a system that, is inherently unfair, and it is inherently unfair. The American system is not here for people of color or women, really.
That is true. That is true. Who was your least favorite character this episode, Katrina?
My least favorite character?
Oh
God. I just have to go with Jake again.
She's like, he's always going to be. Who was yours, Olivia?
Harrison.
Yeah.
Was he? What?
Oh, no.
I feel all excited about that.
I knew you would. But no, I think, when she stuck him in the neck with the needle, I was like, you fucking pussy. I was like... All of this build up to this Adnan Salif. He was terrified. Keep her from getting in the country. And now she's in the country, and because she's seducing you, you forget how dangerous you once thought she was. You forget all the things. I don't care if you owe her $1 million. I don't care if you owe her 1 million lives. You never sleep on somebody like Adnan Salif. You don't sleep on her. You screw her. Right? You get it in, you get up out of there. There's no cuddle time with fucking killers. I'm like, oh, what is wrong with these people?
That's a quote. There's no cuddle time
with killers.
Someone stitched that on a pillow.
I know, right?
I didn't even react when she stabbed him in the neck. I was like, she's good. Sitting there. What's he doing? Trying to get his second wind, his second breath? Yeah, damn, that was good, girl. Wasn't it good? That was real good, huh? I put in some work, didn't I?
She was like, no, jab.
She's like, yep, it was great. It was everything I ever thought of. I just got a big bonus for that. I get to live.
I'm not, trying to keep her life.
Y'all are crazy. Who is your least favorite, Elde'a? Did you say?
Harrison.
Wow. So it ain't Jaha on the small man suits anymore, huh?
I said it earlier. I'm just disappointed in the storyline.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense. It hasn't really given Columbus a chance to shine in the way that we thought he was going to. I am just overall...
That would be this girl, not at all.
Okay. But I'm just overall disappointed in the entire storyline. I just can't wait for it to be over with.
Well, it may be over sooner than you think if they haven't taped these last few episodes because he's in jail.
No, the season is done. Yesterday was the last day.
Yeah, yes.
So they're done filming the entire thing. So now it's just about the editing because there's supposed to be more about this story. And you guys know how Scandal does. It drops things, it leaves holes, and it fills it in a couple episodes later, or maybe the next season. Who knows? You know, something we haven't known about the Grant marriage for a long ass time. But there's supposed to be more stuff about this in 317. More stuff about the Adnan and Harrison storyline in there. But yeah, they're done.
Are y'all on 317? Or no, is that y'all?
Yeah, because this is 315.
Okay.
317, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, what were your two best quotes from this episode? Did I get your least favorite? Yeah, you told us.
Yeah.
What was your favorite quote from this episode? The two favorite quotes.
Ooh.
Did y'all have any?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was yours? What's yours?
I think we've already went over them both, though. Mama Pope and her cleaning up the people's messes. Even though I didn't really, I didn't buy into it, but it was, I know it sent a little arrow towards Olivia's heart. And so, you're nothing but the help. When she said it, I just kind of like, oh.
Such a loving mother. Such a nice thing for her to say.
I was like, oh, okay. I sat up straighter in my seat. I was like, all right, let's go.
And she doesn't even know her life. And she just came out. She's like,
wait a minute.
About her, right?
I want to know from you, Katrina, how is it that you jumped all up, cross through Papa Pope for basically saying negative things to Olivia, but here I have heard no such speech about Mama Pope.
No, I did. I did say that. I did.
But you didn't address Mama Pope. You addressed the people that were addressing it. You see?
No,
what I'm saying?
I said. I think I'm pretty sure I did say to miss all that. Mama Pope doesn't know Olivia's life. She's making these judgments about her. And I said this back in I think it was 309 when she was out and she was like, "Oh, I thought you would have married a dentist by now and had a son. I see you guys having dinner, all this stuff." And she seemed kind of disappointed with the way Olivia's life turned out. She's like, "You don't have any joy. You don't have this, right?"
Right.
It's like, yo, you have been gone since I was 12 and I am 34 years old. You just like come out of the clink and you're talking about I'm disappointed in you. Fuck you. Sorry, I have to curse just then. You don't know anything about my life and how I'm living and what I have to do and the way that I see myself. And so when she said that about Olivia, and Olivia was like, "You don't know what you're talking about." And I'm like, in many ways, you don't know what you're talking about. Right. You're making a judgment on her life and how you think she should live her life, like in the same ways that her father is. And they're coming from two separate perspectives on it, but they're both, thinking that they know better for her, right? According to their own perspective. So yeah, I think I said that I'm not here, I don't agree with Mama Pope, but I'm still really intrigued by her.
Okay. Well, what were your best two quotes from this episode, Elde'a?
I just had the one. I really liked the Andrew. The way it was so simple, but the way he said it, he was like, glass houses. I was like, that was a good one. Because that did seem kind of weird that she would be the one to be like, "Andrew, stay away from her. She's the first lady." I was like, okay, seriously?
It's
not
she's
weird
doing
at all. It's a part of her job. It's a part of her job.
Exactly, Jaha. And the hypocrisy is real.
But it also
Scandalverse.
But it also makes me wonder if her having Jake as her, boyfriend is really working because he knows. Right?
He knows what?
Or he knows
anybody who has two eyes and sees Olivia interact. No.
Right.
They've got something going on. You got to be fucking blind not to to see it, the way they interact with each other. So, yeah, he's not stupid.
What were your two, Katrina?
I guess just a really quick one was when Quinn and Charlie, who were drilling that guy, and they're having like a lover's quarrel, and Charlie's like, "You want me to kill him? I'll kill him for you." Oh no, it was right before that, before they opened the trunk, and she's like, she kisses him, and she's like, "No, that's sweet," but she's like, "No, thank you, but that's sweet," and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" So I just really like that little moment.
Okay, mine was when, like two boys fighting in the sandbox, Jake walks into the Oval Office and basically tells Fitz, "I am not your bitch." Like, I got my life. I was like, yes, tell him, yes. So it's like command and commander-in-chief. I really like that. that thing of him basically saying like, you don't do nothing for me. Like, you can't tell me what to do. I love that. That was my favorite. So I only had one, and that was it. I'm not your bitch. I thought that was So someone said that All My Children was their favorite conversation piece. That's Jaws' mom, 824. Ooh. And then Katrina, see, look, I let Katrina
what did I do?
This thing is backed up. I'm looking. It's like a traffic jam of commentary.
Am I supposed to click on it to answer, or what am I supposed to do?
I'm closing them out as I go. Jaws' mom, 24, says, didn't Danby say that they don't plan out the season and that they didn't know who would be shot, but the help had a good, kind, and smart person? I don't know what that means.
This was like a separate thought.
Oh, okay.
Remember, you was kind, you was smart.
My God, that was one of my tweets. Somebody tweeted that on Twitter last night, and I lost my shit. That was one of my favorite tweets, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I was wrong.
So what moment or character could you relate most to in this episode?
I related to Liv in the moment when she called her dad and wanted him to help her, and she didn't get the answer that she wanted, and it's
she
like
didn't call him
when they spoke. So, when they spoke,
he called her.
He called her, but she asked him about the funding. Yeah, when he called her and told her to quit searching, and she wanted him to help her, and he was like, no. Yes, in the end, he did come back, but I can definitely identify with, wanting, your mom and your dad to be mommy and daddy, and they present some people. You'd be like, who are these people? This is not what I want. So.
Yeah. Sometimes you just want them to be there for you and support you. Stop trying to tell you how to live your life, right? Yeah, everybody, like, who doesn't want that?
Who is your most relatable character, Katrina?
Who did I relate to? I don't know. I guess I was really kind of feeling Quinn in this episode, and I'm proud of her for getting her life, and I sort of the situation that she was in, trying to protect someone that she still cares about, even though she feels like she really shouldn't care about him, by also trying to like get back at him and show him like, I'm not a child. You can't just kind of shove me around, do what you want with me when you're ready, and care about me when you're ready. So I was feeling Quinn.
But I guess that could kind of parallel with some of the other characters that were on this episode, with Olivia, with Mellie. So
there's a great parallel with, I think, in some ways, what's happening with Quinn and what's also happening with Olivia.
I thought about that with Olivia and Karen, because Mama said knock you out. Karen pretty much got a shock, and her relationship with Mellie and Olivia's relationship with her mom, it kind of showed a parallel. Like the mom shocked Olivia and Mellie shocked Karen. So I don't know. That's just what I thought. What about you, Elde'a? Who could you relate to most in this episode? Oh, you didn't? Okay.
I mean, I didn't, but if I just had to pick one, it would probably be Liv. I think we've all been at that point where she's at, where you're running around trying to fix everything for everybody else. We've all had moments like that in our life.
Right.
And like we all can agree, nobody appreciates you. And even when we shouldn't be trying to fix something, ain't none of our goddamn business. Like she is with the whole Fitz and Mellie thing. We've all had moments like that in our life where it's like, really? And then you look back on it, you're like, why the fuck did I do that? Why the fuck did I give myself that headache?
We have finally rubbed off on poor Elde'a. Elde'a used to be the clean one of the podcast, so we have sullied her with our potty mouths. I am so sorry, Elde'a, but welcome to the family, girl.
You know what?
What was your favorite tweet from last night? I didn't have a relatable character moment, so I didn't put anything down. What was your favorite tweet? I have a lot, so go ahead if y'all have any.
Okay, well, this is from...
Two, so I'll go first.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, LD is like, no, me first.
I have none, so it'll be okay, Jaha. You get time.
Okay, my two were... Can we hear each other? We overlapping. go first?
Go ahead, Elde'a.
There's like a delay.
Oh, I think she's got a little lag. So
okay. She does.
Yeah.
First of all, I just want to say Darby.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, I think.
Okay.
Okay. Darby's gonna get like the MVP for tweeting this season. She is so hilariously funny. So mine was. Darby tweeted out, "I wonder if Mellie borrowed little Jerry's knee pads." That was hysterically funny.
Whoa.
And then James Giddings tweeted, I know, that was hilarious. It was hilarious. And then James Giddings tweeted, wait, so Fitz believes his great epic house in Vermont love for Liv could have been avoided if Mellie had invested in Kentucky. I didn't get the tweet, but I thought it was kind of funny.
I have no idea what that tweet means, but...
Yeah, that was what he put. I know, I didn't get it, but I thought, oh, okay. So those were my two.
So you chose it because you didn't get it. You're like, I'm going to choose this and not be able to explain.
Yes, I didn't get it, but I was like, when I read it, it kind of made me laugh, but perplexed at this.
I want to say something about Mellie and blowjobs. Like, I think she must really like them.
She
Did she try to give Fitz a BJ in the shower?
Did.
Yeah, homegirl. Oh, I should be on her.
That must be her specialty. Her specialty.
Right? Drive a roll up the partition, please. Go ahead, Mellie.
What was yours, Olivia?
Okay, this is from at Lola Oganaki. And she says, Olivia Pope, you may be the help, but you was kind, you was smart, and you was important.
Olivia's like, we're not getting up this podcast for you. Did you have another one?
That was it. That's all. That's it.
Oh, I have a few. So one of mine is The Way of the Hide. It said, dude, how is Fitz not riding around the White House in training wheels and a helmet?
Oh, no.
Then Jeff Perry said, all this deal means is we are even. Oh my God, did panties hit the floor? Are we even? And so he basically, recapped what was going on with Adnan and Harrison. Who else is this? To Jock, I don't know what this person's name is, but it'll all be in the show notes. He says Jake is the associate minister who gets appointed to pastor a big church, and now he thinks he's bigger than where he came from. Love that. I thought that was hilarious. And then the PBG says, Mellie is better than me. I would have told my daughter to stay out of my business. You don't pay no damn bills in here. So I thought that was funny.
I was kind of mad at Mellie, though, because after that, she comes in and she's like, Karen, I don't know what you think you saw, but, you're mistaken. And I'm like, you were on your knees. Giving a BJ. She knows what we saw. Oh, and one last detail. Guys, you notice they were getting down in the dining room. In 303, when Mellie was drunk in the dining room with Fitz, she was like, you want to have sex? I mean, here with me on this table or whatever she said. And then she got it in with Andrew in the dining room. He's a freak.
That's too
I think I just gloss over the details of the sexual action on Scandal. I really do. I do. I mean, don't tease me with a partial nipple. I want to see the nipple.
Oh my God!
I'm just saying. Why am I? Why
is that a nipple or a shadow of a nipple?
I'm just saying. It's usually a shadow of a nipple, and then this was whack. Like. So, okay, that is pretty much all that I have to ask, I believe. I don't think that there's anything else I left on the table. Actually, was there anything I left on the table? Do y'all recall? The fashion. Tell me about the fashion. Who's your favorite fashion outfit, clothes, thing? What did y'all like from last night?
I wasn't looking at fashion. I think now that she's pregnant, I'm not scrutinizing because I know I'm going to see something I don't like, so...
Well, I like that cape.
The cape thing was good.
The black cape, I like that.
I want to see them pregnant.
That was good.
She's just so round. I'm like, she used to be so slim. It's so funny. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. She's so cute. She's so round. Like, she's really round.
You can tell when they have her do all those things where she's like power walking. You know, like in this episode, you saw a lot of her walking. I was like, you could just tell she's carrying the belly with her.
Yeah.
You know, she's trying to like power. I'm like, she can't.
Poor baby.
Yeah.
Bless her heart.
Well, last episode, they were complaining about her sitting around, so now she's actually up and moving. So
I don't think there's anything these people won't complain about.
Thank you.
That was
this is
people on the
why
podcast. That was what's his name? That was you, Katrina. You mentioned it earlier. What was your read that you had to deliver to Langston?
Oh no,
right.
I don't. Not so much of a read. I said that when I listened to the podcast and you said something to Langston, I can't even remember now, about if Katrina was here, she would say something different, because he talked about Fitz, right? He tried to make Fitz out to be some kind of serial like philanderer or cheater, and Fitz is not.
I did not say that.
Guy. Langston tried to. He's like, Fitz. He was banging other girls and doing it, and I'm like, no, go back and read the narrative. But that wasn't really my issue so much. It was him saying, you said, if Katrina was here, she would, either bawl you out or say something to you. And then he said, I understand that there are women who find Tony Goldwyn attractive, and it actually really pissed me off because it like kind of dismisses the salience of my argument about Fitz and evidence that I give to back up my claims about his character by saying that, you just like him, you and other women like him because he's attractive, which that is the least of why I like Fitz as a character. And I fully acknowledge his imperfections and when he's being bratty. Like, I'm not an apologist. So when he said that, it just kind of like rubbed me the wrong way, because I'm like, so if you find somebody attractive, like your opinions don't matter? All right. That's all.
If my daughter texts me one more time, I'm going to go through this door and y'all going to see a different side of me. So
we're ready.
I'm sitting here trying to have a podcast with y'all, and she's like, Mumsy, what do you want? Like, don't make me treat you like we're on the podcast. Because Katrina will jump down my throat.
I will. I have to get your address. I'm going to have to call your daughter and be like, right?
But I am actually going to invite you all to the finale for Scandal. So you all are invited to come and join us on that episode. I did send the invitation to y'all, so you can, accept it or whatnot if you can make it for episode 18. But I hope during that episode that Katrina does not tweet out the link to join the actual inside of the podcast.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait till we get on the podcast, and I'm going to say, very kindly, Jaha, will you send me the right link? And I'm going to post this right now, because I cannot believe what I just did. Like,
that was time. It was like Jaws. You never knew it was going to pop up. It was like,
I was like, who is this person? No, you can't stay. And then she's like, who is blah, 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 blah? Just keep going. Don't let them know.
I got scared. I was like, what?
Am I out of the podcast? I know you probably thought you were kicked out because you're like, who was ejected?
Yeah. And then my own boo was like showing up, and I was like, no. Get off.
So thank you all for being here. I truly appreciate y'all for tuning in. Do y'all have anything else to tell the audience for what's coming up for you all this week, next week? Anything going on there?
Right now.
I don't have much to say right now. I'm just well, it's anybody who's watching and anyone who cares. I know people have put a lot of questions in my inbox so far, and I really want to get to them, but I'm gonna really be unavailable for scandaling for the rest of the weekend. So not until Monday. I've got a deadline I need to focus on. So that's it.
So she's telling y'all that she will get to you later. What's your priority? So she gonna get you.
You are a priority, but I will get you on Monday.
Yes.
There you go.
So I would love to shout out a gladiator in Harlem specifically because you are awesome, lady. You always tweet us, talk to us, you advocate for the show. So I truly appreciate it. Truly appreciate it.
And thank you to everyone, whoever watches this, and like really, I'm sure we all got passionate, and
I know.
I lost my ever-loving mind a couple of times, and I might regret it later, but
it's okay.
Understand, there are a lot of feelings.
Not for now. And I'm just going to go ahead and say, after we're finished with this, I'm pulling this audio, and it will stream in its entirety onto the podcast. So if you thought before that, hey, we had some technical glitches and Jaha going to edit it out, not tonight.
Let it ride. Let it ride.
Yeah,
let it ride. Jaha ride.
Exactly.
All right. See y'all all later. Thank you, Gladiator.
Bye.
Bye.
That was fun. I can't wait to get y'all on this finale. It's going to be huge.
Are we going to be on it with
It still says we're live.
You're going to be on with Langston.
It still says we're live.
It still says we're live, Jaha.
Oh, what? Oh, Google. Come on, Google. It says stopping, and it's still not stopped.
Yeah, because it still says live on my end.
Yeah.
Come on, Google. We're gone now. We're done. Thank you. Oh, shizzle. It said it failed to stop the broadcast.
Are you kidding me?
Google is a mess. What's going on? Well, we're still live. So, yeah. Thought we were gone.
Y'all can stop the podcast now as we continue to talk.
I'm saying.
I think no one
I'm so glad you said that. Yeah, because Elde'a be dipping out. She be like, y'all still talking?
I'm out.
She just slide her little thing right on out there. Okay, we're going to have to just get off because Google is not playing games.
Google.
All right, ladies.
Bye.
See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.